see that with my announcement time. That's right, folks. Star Trek Into Darkness countdown. So, what does that mean? What do you think it means? That means I'm gonna watch all frickin' 11. Ooh, that's the wrong order. All frickin' 11 Star Trek movies. Now, if you don't own, okay, where am I? I was getting too early. So, Star Trek Into Darkness comes out in May 2013. I have that comes out Friday, May 17th, as well as Wednesday, May 15th in IMAX. So I don't know if it's literally just coming out in IMAX 2 days earlier, if that's a typo, or you know how things happen with the big movies in the summer. There's often little adjustments here and there. So anyway, and how I'm going to play this is I'm going to watch one movie a weekend and probably put my review up on Sunday morning, which is also when I do my sci-fi surprise series, so I don't know if that might get adjusted. Anyway, but if you start this weekend, as I'm going to start this weekend, March 2nd, you need to just watch one a weekend to get through all 11 films to be ready for Star Trek Into Darkness. I thought I had another week. I was going to do this big announcement the week before I had to start this, but yeah, no, that didn't, I did the math wrong. I think I forgot this one when I was doing the counting. Whoopsies! So if you do not already know, I'm a huge Star Trek fan, and I actually did all of this. I watched all of the 10 original series and Next Generation films in anticipation for J.J. Abrams' Star Trek. And in part I did that because I did not want to see anything about Star Trek. I didn't see a trailer, I didn't see a preview, I didn't know anything besides the casting of the main characters. I might have found out the casting of one of the villains by accident. And I think I literally ran away from someone who was started to talk about it or something. So, which I still, or was that, no, that was the X-Men Wolverine, the X-Men Wolverine film. The original, the one that nobody likes, but I like it. Anyway, but back to Star Trek. So yeah, I'm really anti-spoiler, and I think I've seen part of the trailers on this, but I don't want to see anything. So doing stuff like this really keeps me busy and engaged and excited for the film without having to see each and every featurette and hear about the villains and hear about even though stuff like that is getting really, really harder to happen. But I'm thinking about that if a different star or something. But I'll leave that because I really don't want to know anything about that, which I don't think is possible. Anyway, Star Trek Into Darkness. It's actually kind of funny because I'm not all that excited about it. Like, I am because I'm a Trekkie, and I've always loved Star Trek, and I'm not even getting into the whole Trekker, whatever you want to be is fine. Like, honestly, do we really have to have bantering within the universe? Anyway, within the fandom, I don't think so. Self-identity is, labeling is fine. Labeling other people, not so much. So, right? Anyway, so I love the original series. I'm actually currently in a Next Generation rewatch. I'm in about season 5. And I actually think that might finale up around the same time that Into Darkness comes up, which is kind of funny. So it'll be really weird. Actually, I think it'll be weirdest to see the Next Generation crew in this series. And as I mentioned, I did rewatch all the films in 2009, and I reviewed them over at Movie Moxie, which is my old review site, which I'm not currently active at, and my old channel was Movie Moxie. So if I look familiar, but you're like, hey, who is that? It's like, yeah, that Movie Moxie is the handle I used to use, but now I'm going with Planet Shannon. So I thought, why not do this now? I'm going to do it anyway, so why not share in the experience? For me, I love doing countdowns in anticipation for films. I'm a big fan of rewatching stuff that you love. And with this series, I'd actually say I love a lot of it. I don't actually love all of them, so that'll be really interesting to see how it pans out. And normally what I do is I write down my favorites, what I think are my favorites going into the marathon, and I put them in an envelope and I seal it away, and then I reveal it after I rewatch them. This time what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do that, but what I'm going to do is I already have it referenced from when I did this in 2009. So I'm not going to look at what I did in 2009, and then as I'm rewatching these, I'm going to come up with an order of my favorites, and then compare it to how I felt in 2009. So the only anomaly really is the new Star Trek, because it's so separate, and I do feel that way in a lot of ways with the original series cast and then the Next Generation cast. The films feel pretty different. So, but I love the original series as a series, and the films I find for me are a bit more hit and miss. It's one of those things. I seriously almost want to start with Wrath of Khan because wow, Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Wow, it is. Wow. But I don't care. I'm gonna. Why not? I have it. Might as well give it a shot. And I think if you're a Netflix person, if you have Netflix Canada, I don't know about the States. Probably you guys have sort of like everything we have and more. But Netflix Canada, all the films, maybe not this one, maybe not the J.J. Abrams one, but all of the other films are on there. So if you want to watch along, you totally can do it. If it feels too early, you can start, and you can want to do double bills. You can start in April, the April 6th weekend, and watch two weekend, and then do one weekend of the J.J. Abrams, and you can still do that. So if this feels like, wow, that's a lot. I like to do one at a time because I really like to think about it and let them sit and enjoy them. So that is my plan. So, and yeah. So Star Trek Into Darkness countdowns. I'm starting this weekend, March 2nd, with, oh my god, can I get it out of here? This collection is with the motion picture. Movies like this are one of the reasons why I'm glad I knit. Because it's like, I don't know, maybe I'll find something new. Maybe I'll adopt my my five things to love about something when I'm having trouble loving about something, which I did for February, which is now over, and now we're into March. Love my zombie Easter bunny. I totally forgot Easter was in March this year. Or maybe I didn't even know. There's lots going on in March. There's also St. Patrick's Day, which I don't celebrate. But yeah, Star Trek Next Generation, or Star Trek Into Darkness countdown starts for me this weekend. Feel free to play along. Feel free to watch along. Yeah, to just share and enjoy the love of Star Trek. And I hope I like the new movie. I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried of everything skewing so dark. So, it's not really my thing, and to be honest, it's not very iconically Star Trek. None of this, well, especially not the original series or Next Generation. Deep Space Nine I have to revisit. It's the only one that, and Enterprise I just didn't like. Enterprise is the only one that I actually just haven't seen all of them. I just stopped, which is hardcore for me being a Trekkie. Anyway, now I'm just babbling. This font was really hard to emulate. I have a couple's failed attempt. I might redo my card. Second R is a little thin. Anyway. Maybe not. I've used it. I've shown it. I might as well just leave it. But let me know. Are you going to play along? Are you a Star Trek fan? Are you going to just pick out your favorites and watch them like the weekend before? Are you diving into all the, the trailers and stuff that they're sharing? Or do you wait, like me, and put the blinders on? I do. When I go to movies and, like, they show a preview, I, do this. I do this. And pretend I can't hear anything. Sometimes I hum. Sometimes I listen to White Zombie. I did that the entire time in line for Star Trek, because it was a big line. I went to a midnight screening. I just listened to White Zombie, because it just blocks everything out. And, it's White Zombie, right? Like, that's good music. All right. Star Trek Into Darkness countdown starts this weekend. All right. Let me know if you're going to play along.